Hello guys, welcome back to the Ten Analytics YouTube channel. We got an incredible thing in store for you today. Today we are going to be looking at how to create a visualization using Google Looker Studio, okay? My name is Marian Nene. I'm a Senior Data Associate at Ten Analytics, and in this video I'm going to be taking you through step by step how to create a report from start to finish in Google Looker Studio. So if you are ready to transform your raw data into stunning insights, hit that subscribe button and let's get started. All right, so in our previous video, we learned how Google Looker Studio looks like. We learned the introduction and how it works in a brief summary. In this video, we're going to learn how to create a report in Looker Studio, and we're going to be using a very simple data set to visualize a simple report and show you how these reports interact with each other within Looker Studio, okay? So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be downloading our data source. We will show you how to connect with your data, okay? We're going to create a dashboard template. We're adding visualization to our dashboard, adding filters. We're going to preview our data by checking how interactive it is before we will save or publish or download a PDF file within our private computers, all right? So without further ado, let's get into our Looker Studio. Okay, guys, welcome to our Looker Studio. Before we get started, let's give another introduction to our Looker Studio right here. And we're going to be creating a dashboard in this Looker Studio. And if you watch the previous video, you will understand that this is how we create a report in Looker Studio. If you want to create a new report, you use this plus sign. And then if you also want to do other things, you can also use this sign as well. So for us to get into the Looker Studio, I'll be clicking on this create sign and I'll be creating our report, okay? All right, guys, welcome to the Looker Studio interface. And the first thing we notice here is that our Looker Studio immediately brings up our connectors, our data connectors. And for today's report, we're going to be using the Google Sheets. So we're going to be using a sample sales data here. Okay, so I'm going to be clicking on add. And it's going to help us load our data directly into Looker Studio. Okay, so this is our data set, and these are some of the columns we have. We have our date column, our product column, revenue, salesperson's name, units sold, and record sold, and record count. This is a count generated by Looker Studio to help us understand and count our data. All right, so this data set is not a real data set. It's just for the purpose of this video to show you how Looker Studio is used to create reports and data visualization reports in general, okay? So there we go. And next we are going to be creating our dashboard templates. So to create our dashboard templates, we just have to, okay, let me delete this first of all. We just have to get to this part of our dashboard, click on the drop down, which is named shape. Okay, just click on the drop down. We're going to be using this rectangle. Okay, we're going to create a visualization, and in a minute you're going to see, in a few seconds you're going to see how it looks like. All right, so this is what our dashboard looks like. This is what our dashboard template looks like. So we're going to be doing a little adjustment. So I quickly run through that and put it out. So these are all shapes from our drop down here. Everything here is shapes. So I'm going to be adjusting the look of this dashboard. So I'm going to click Ctrl A to highlight every property of shape on the dashboard. I'll be coming to multiple properties and I'll be clicking border and shadow because I want it to pop. So for the next step, we're going to be creating our headers. Okay, we're going to start with the dashboard header itself, and I'm going to also do the same thing for other headers as well. Okay, so let's just skip that step and do all the headers and go right into the dashboard creation. All right, so we have our dashboard header set, and it's time for us to start bringing in our card visuals and other visualization as well. So stay with me while I import our card visual into our dashboard. So you just go to this drop down and click on add charts, and you see a list of charts that you can choose from. I'm going to be using the scorecard to create my card visual. So here we go. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to duplicate this all through the screen to ensure that our card visual is in place. Okay. So I'm going to Control V, Control V, Control V, and I'm going to be distributing this evenly. Okay. All right, so for our card visuals, I removed every of those other extra card visuals so that I can make changes to one card visual in terms of style setting and the way I want my card visual to appear in order for me to continue to create this dashboard. Okay, so without further ado, let me introduce some of the changes I want to make in this card visual. So I will be removing our card visual header. Okay. So I want to hide the matrix name, and I want our card visual to be in the middle. I also want to increase the size of the card visual. And I'll be changing our text style to I'll be using this. I'll also still increase that and try 6. Okay. So that is fine. And I'll be duplicating this and using the right information. So we don't have, okay, so our metrics here is record count, and we want to look at salesperson. So I'll be dragging this salesperson here. I'll be doing the same for other card metrics as well in a few seconds. All right, so now that we have our card visuals in place and our metrics within our card visual, we can see our metrics from this place. So we have the sum of units, we have also the sum of revenue, we have the distinct count of products. If you click on this edit, you see that it's set to distinct count. And we have the total number of salesperson, which is 20, working on 3 products and sold the unit of 777 and a revenue of 48,890. All right. So now we're going to start developing our charts. So for our charts, we are going to drag in all the charts we are going to use. For our trend of revenue, we are using the line chart. So we're going to drag that into this place. Okay. Looker Studio is going to pick out some of the visuals it believes that you are interested in seeing here. Now we're going to make an adjustment to it in a few minutes. So let me quickly add other visualizations. I want to use this stack bar chart to also look at our salesperson and the products that they've sold, okay, within the period of time we are looking at, which is just a 10-day period in our data set. Okay, so as usual, it has picked out what it feels we are looking for. And finally, I'm going to be using a donut chart. All right. Okay. So first of all, I'll be making changes to our sales and revenue. I'll be making changes to our sales and revenue. So without further ado, I'll be editing our data properties. Okay, so I'll click on setup, and I don't want to use date. So I'll come to this dimension and I'm changing it to salesperson name. Okay, I want our breakdown to be products, right? And also our metrics, I want to look at it by revenue. All right. So I want to adjust this so that the names of salesperson is going to be shown appropriately. Okay. Okay. I want to bring this legend downwards. Okay. So I want to bring our legend downwards here. So have it in the bottom now. And we have our top 5. We also want to see our data label. Okay, so we click on this to see our data label. Okay. All right, so for our line chart, we are going to change our unit sold to revenue. We're changing our unit sold to revenue. So we're going to be seeing our revenue data. So quickly, we are going to be adjusting our charts. We want to see the point of sales, and we also want to see the sales, the total sales made on each day. Okay, so we are showing the points of sales here in our style, and then okay, so there we have it. We also want this revenue trend line ledger to disappear. And we're going to do the same thing that we did here. Okay, so we don't want any trend line this time around. So that is gone. And now for our products, we are going to be changing our products, our list of persons to products. Okay, we're going to be looking at revenue and not units in this visualization. Okay, so now that we have our units, our bar charts, let's quickly adjust it to our taste. I want to make this a little bit slimmer, okay? And then I want to I want to increase the title. So the labels, okay, we are going to be increasing that a little bit. So I'm going to click 14 to see if that's okay, that increased. And I'm also going to be changing the position of the legend to bottom, increasing the label so it's a bit more visible. Okay, so I'll be using 12 instead. All right, so now that we are done with our visualization, we'll be creating our slicers. So our filters, okay? So these filters help us to adjust our data set and make sure that it is interactive and we can see what is going on within our data set. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to be using a drop down for our sales and products as well. Okay, so I just want it to be, okay, Control C. And we have our second filter, which I'm going to be using our products here. Okay, so now that we have that, we can easily interact with our dashboard. If I want to see the transactions of the products B, I just click only and revert back, we drop down, and we can see that product B made 15,300 in revenue with over 255 units sold, and 6 salespersons made this possible. Okay, so we can see our trends, and we can see that product B is actually performing well, and the sales continue to increase. On some days it's low, on some days it's very high, and it has had its highest sales on the last day of our review, which is January 10th, making 3,000 in sales. And we can see that our major salesperson is also a salesperson under product B, which means that product B is in a good hand. Okay, so let's return our visual. Now that we know that our visualization is working, we're going to click here to revert back to what we had previously. Okay, let's quickly look at our sales person slicer. Okay, we want to look at the performance of Sophia Turner. All right, so Sophia Turner has made 2,900 in revenue. We can also compare sales individuals like Sophia Turner and David Lee and see how they both compare and the total sales they've made combined with each other. And we can see this. David Lee made his highest sales in January 3rd, and Sophia Turner made her highest sales on June 7th, on January 7th. Okay, so 2 salespersons, a total of 113 units sold, and a total revenue of 5,650. Okay, so let's return our visuals to its normal state. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is picking our templates. We're going to go to this small tab here, these 3 tiny dots here, and we're clicking to see our templates and our template styles to use in our visualization. So we have various kinds of templates here, and we can pick from a few. But the one that interests me is this black thing. I want to see how it looks like, so I'm selecting that. All right, so it looks very beautiful, and I think I'm leaving it. Okay, so I'm going to adjust this very quickly. Okay. So we can see the salesperson. All right, so that is our dashboard. So this is our dashboard on a full screen, and I'm going to be dragging that in so we can see it fully. So this is how to build your interactive dashboard. In few seconds, you are going to build a quick report for your boss or for your company. You can easily do that using Looker Studio. So very quickly, let's give a title to our data. So you just come to this bar here and create a name for your dashboard: sales dashboard. Okay, so that's it. Click enter, and there we go. So to share your dashboard, you will come to this button here and click the drop down. You can see various kinds of choices to connect your dashboard to other sources. You can invite people to work on this dashboard with you using the invite. You can schedule a delivery or frequent email occurrence to see the updates on your dashboard. You can also copy the link and share with your colleagues or on social media to show people that you can use Looker Studio. You can also use the embedded report link to paste on your website in your company or your business to see how performance of sales has been going on. And lastly, you can download your report, and which we are going to be doing here in a few minutes. So I'm going to be clicking on the download report, and okay, so you can use any of these choices, whether you want to ignore your custom background color or add a link back to the report, and password protect reports. Any of these choices you want to use for the security or the visualization appeal of your reports, you can apply each and every one of them, okay? So I'm going to click on the download for my reports to start downloading, okay? All right, so we have come to the end of our video, okay? So now that we have seen how our report has been created and how Looker Studio can be used to create reports, I hope to continue to see you guys on this channel to see how we can uncover more details in our Looker Studio, how to create reports, how to create visualization, and also to see more reports in this Looker Studio interface. We have seen how easy it is to build it. We have seen how it works. We have seen how it interacts. So always remember to check out this application and see what it can do for you or your organization. And if you want to learn more, just keep on following, subscribe to the channel, and keep on following to see more on how to use this dashboard. If you found this video valuable, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow data enthusiasts for more exciting insights and for more bits about technology. And like I said earlier, make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to follow the Tenalytics channel. This is Mary signing out. Till next time, see you then.